Y'all remember how we talked about BET and how they don't make complex stories? Here's an update. Shannan E. Johnson here, CEO of The Professional Pen, where we develop screenwriters from idea to pitch. Need help in your screenplay? Go to www.theprofessionalpen.com. So if you haven't seen the other video, go find it. The question is Hollywood purposefully dumbing down Black content? My answer is no. There was a young man who pitched something at BET Network, and when they were developing it, he was told that the storylines were too complex. Now, if you have done any research, you'll learn that there is BET Network, there is BET Plus, the streamer, and then there is BET Studios. These are three separate entities. The network is the distributor. By distributor, we mean the place where you're going to see it on screen, or the company that puts it in the place that it's going to be on screen, right? So obviously, if it's a film, there is a distribution company that's going to make sure it gets into all the AMC theaters, right? For television, the network itself is the distributor. It just so happens that in television, the distributor also does the development. Whereas in film, those could be two separate companies. There can be a studio that does the development, that gets it ready. They may be under the same parent umbrella, but there's a totally different group of people that then work on the distribution. Okay, does that make sense? So the network is what we know as ABC, NBC, BET, FX, HBO. Those are networks. They are distributors. They show it to us, but then they also do the development. They have their own audience and they figure out what to put on the screen. Boom. BET Plus is a streamer. Streamers have different audiences from networks. So I don't know particularly at BET if they have a different set of executives that actually work on the streaming content versus the network's content, but they are programming to different audiences. People who watch streamers may not be the same people who watch networks, especially when it comes to BET, right? BET Plus may skew younger, and it may also skew people who want more complex stories. Versus on the network, it may skew to let's keep it light, let's keep it simple, because people are multitasking while they're watching these things. Okay? The third entity is the studio. And as a studio, that means that they bring in content to sell it in other places. So just because something comes into the BET studios does not mean it's going to be on the BET network or on the streamer. Okay? So there are going to be a lot more complex stories being told under the studio, because then they can go sell to Hulu, they can sell to HBO, they can sell to ABC, they can sell wherever it is that they want. That's what studios do. Studios sell on the TV side. On the film side, studios do the development and everything and take it all the way through to production and then distribution, etc., as we said. All right. So now that we have that information, we know that BET has three different places where you can work with them. The network, that means the thing that we all grew up on, Video Soul, Teen Summit, eventually Tyler Perry content, or other 1 hour and half hour scripted programming. And then you have the streamer, where you will see things like Diara from Detroit, 20s, and Average Joe, which we're going to talk about today. And then there's the studio, where people can pitch to them, they can develop with those people, and then they can sell it somewhere else where it will be distributed. Happy writing.
The professional pen. The professional